Hey, this is Chris with Ugly.Teacher.Hiking at a beautiful beach today. It is windy, it's cold, perfect environment for reviewing an alcohol stove. No, not really. But we have our Kuvik alcohol stove with integrated stand today. We're going to check it out. We're going to do the weight, we're going to do the measurements, we're going to do all the usual stuff with it. Keep in mind, Kuvik did send this to me for a review, and they want an honest review on it. So I think we've been pretty honest with them about what the products are like and how they run. We'll let them know the good, the bad, and the ugly. So please stick with it. Remember, I do it so you don't have to. Please comment, subscribe. It always helps the channel. All right, guys, let's get this started. Ugly Teacher Hiking. I hike it so you don't have to. Well, today we got another item from Kuvik. It is the alcohol stove, but this is the alcohol stove stand. So I wanted to do a quick unboxing with you while we opened it. So Amazon got to do a little better job with delivering, but for the most part, every other item I get from them is pretty good. So here we have is the Kuvik titanium alcohol stove with stand. It has the integrated built-in stand. Now, very excited. I'm so happy that Kuvik picked me to give you these unboxings and reviews of these items. Like I said, they want honest reviews of their items, so they gave them to me so I could do that. So for the good, the bad, and the ugly, let's open this up. Like I've said before, they do pack well. The boxes that they have them in, they're not going to be damaged when you get your items. Alright, how do we get this out of here? Ooh. Let's open this up. I think I might have gotten a little twisted in here. It might be stabbing in the sides. Ooh. It looks like it was getting hung up right there. A couple of sides. Alright, here we go. Again, the little yellow bag. You've seen me hit with my other Kuvik alcohol stove. Oh wow, look at that. This is a lot bigger than my other Kuvik alcohol stove. Oh wow, okay, alright. Let's open this bad boy up. Now you've seen me use these alcohol stoves quite a bit, but the one thing I've always wanted is the lid, because these siphon stoves are very hard to put out. That is so cool that it comes with the lid. Oh, wow. Okay, I've never gotten to use one with the lid. Let's see. Let's put this down. Alright. It's got a fairly wide base. It's got the siphon holes in the top. The lid goes in like that. Only one way. I don't know why you would want to go the other way. Close that up. Oh wow, the legs hold it in. Let's see what it's like without the cover. Alright, they go a little further in. Now, I love these alcohol stoves with the integrated stands in them. The thing I don't like about it, I'm sure you guys can tell. Look. Right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's sharp. all the ones with the alcohol integrated stands are sharp. Now, this is a great little bag, but it doesn't protect against anything. So you got to be very conscious of that when you're putting this in your bag. Like I have an HMG backpack out of Dyneema. One of these little corners right here, that little hook, would definitely puncture a hole. So you got to make sure you have it in a semi-rigid case or just a case that could keep it from puncturing everything. Wow, and the stand goes right up against the bottom. Slight indent on the bottom. Like I always said, Kuvik makes some really great items. So let's weigh this bad boy and do some measuring and comparing and all that great stuff. Hey, before I get into actually weighing and measuring like we usually do, I just wanted to take a peek at some of the other siphon stoves I have. I have tons of alcohol stoves, but I have a few that are siphon stoves. Siphons being, or capillary stoves, where you have little tubes in the inside that brings the fuel up or the evaporated gas up, and that's what catches on fire. So I have them in several different versions. Like the Kuvik one that I usually use, the light and small one, and I have a Toaks one very similar to it. They're about the same size. I think Kuvik might be like slightly taller, but the same design. They all work very well. Toaks makes a great product, and you already know how I feel about Kuvik items. And then we get to the ones with the stands. I have a Boundless Voyage one and Tie and Life. So Titanium and Life, the great stand, they're great alcohol stoves, built-in stands. And then I have my Luxottica one here. It doesn't have the integrated stand, but it's very similar in size to this one. Very similar in size. One way to figure that out is I can take the lid off this, plop it on top. It fits exactly the same. So very same in size. Now I know this is going to concern one of my main viewers, my nephew, Maturi. He's going to freak out and be like, "Oh, Uncle Chris, where do you keep all this stuff?" But there's always room for another alcohol stove. So let's get into measuring and weighing these. So the very first thing we're going to do, and we have to make a habit out of it, I do not want to have to keep refilming stuff. Hit the 0 button. That zeroes it, brings it back to 0. And let's take a look at our Kuvik alcohol siphon stove, or capillary stove, depends on who you talk to. So with lid, it's 1.5 ounces. 1.5 ounces. Let's get rid of the lid for a second. So now we're down to 1.2 ounces. 1.2 ounces. Let's just see how much this weighs on its own. That's 0.1, 0.2 ounces, probably right in the middle. So for those of you who are new to alcohol stoves, you pour the alcohol in here, whether it's methylated spirits. I like to use heat in the yellow bottle. Pour it in there to a certain level, maybe 2 ounces, and then you catch it on fire, give it a minute to warm up. You should have a nice blue flame coming off the top, and you're able to place stuff on this. The thing I like about the stands are that it will keep it the right distance away from the actual burner. And I really like this. I was looking at this lid at one point. Very cool. All right, let's get into measuring it. All right, so let's get into measuring our Kuvik siphon stove, or alcohol capillary stove. I love this stove, or type of stove that is. We'll see if I love this stove after we get to use it. So I got an approximate height of 3.94 inches, 3.94 inches. That is 100.1 millimeters, 100.1 millimeters. That's from the bottom to the top. Let's do a little diameter. We get 60.8 millimeters or 2.39 inches, 2.39 inches. The stove itself, .9 inches, or 1.94 inches, that is 1.94 inches, 49.3 millimeters, 49.3 millimeters. On the bottom, you can see it ever so, on the bottom you can see an ever so slightly indent to help keep the fuel to the sides. As long as you're on a level surface, it should be okay. Now, like I said, the issues I see with this, that hook. Man, I don't know why they had to put that on there. I can see it really catches well, but I wish, I don't know. It's very sturdy. It's a very sturdy stove. The only thing I don't like about these stoves, sharp edges. Not super sharp, but sharp enough to puncture my Dyneema bag. So like I said, I'll get a stronger case for it or put it inside a cup. I wonder if this would fit inside the cup I reviewed the other day. Now, let's check that out. Alright, so here's the double wall insulated cup. Oh no, I don't think it's going to. Oh no, it doesn't. Why wouldn't it fit? What is... Oh, I didn't realize that. These go out a little, ever so slightly. They go out ever so slightly. That's not what I wanted to see. Let's try a different one. All right, let's look at our Toaks 550. Okay, so 550 is probably the lowest you can go with this. Okay. I don't know about 450. You know what? I think I do have a 450. Give me a minute. All right, I do have a regular 450 non-double walled by Maxi, titanium 450. Nope, 450 is no-go. I don't have a 500, so maybe a 500 if it was a little wider, but I don't know. Definitely the 550. And then you could put all the added items, your lighter and everything else you need in here. So, live and learn. Live and learn. Now, I didn't even check it with the lid in it. Okay, that lid, almost want to call it a snuffer. Okay. Nope. With the lid on it, you can't fit it in there. I wonder if we could do... Yeah, I think it would push it up too high. Yeah, push it up too high. That's all right. We'll figure it out. Remember, in the comments, please put in some ideas that you have. I know you guys always come up with some great ideas. So, all right, let's go boil some water. Remember, we're going to do our 2 cups or 16 ounces and time it. All right, so we're walking down to the beach, figure out this is a good spot to do the review on that, or initial look at the Kuvik alcohol stove with built-in stand. But I'm afraid it might be a little too windy out today. Oh, I love coming down here to do stuff like this, though. At least we'll do the introduction down here. At least, you know what? It's not that windy. Across there, on that other piece of land over there, I saw people in bathing suits. There are crazy people everywhere. It is cold. Don't know the temperature. It's just cold. Who knows, this may turn into B-roll. There's a lot worse things to look at than this. Wow, it's all frozen out there. Oh, that is so cool. So I don't know if you could tell. It's frozen right here. There's some ice. You can pretty much tell where the fresh water is compared to the salt water. It's very brackish, meaning it's a mix of salt and fresh water. Too cool. Just too cool. Alright, so since the beach was awash, and I don't want to trudge through the woods and have the same issue with wind, snow, and all that, guess what I found driving down the road? I have to make the assumption there won't be too many people here. The skate park here in Warwick, Rhode Island. I really don't ever see people here. So I found the perfect spot for us to do our alcohol stove. So we got to the skate park. This is the only alternative I have right now. It's like tornado, hurricane season here lately. So we're going to give this a chance. All right, here's the bag we got today with me. It's Umpake? I don't even know. It's a bag. It's a cool bag. So we're going to get started on this. We got our water. We got our Kuvik insulated cup. We got something in here. I'll show you in a moment. And a cutting board. This cutting board is basically to see if heat transfers to the ground from the Kuvik Alcohol Stove, which I would suspect it won't, but we'll see, because this is bamboo. I'm hoping it'll leave scorch marks if it does, so we'll give that a try. All right, we're kind of at a funky angle here, so hopefully this will turn out well. So this is what we have here. Now, this bag should look a little familiar. It's the fire maple. That has the 3 things on the bottom. I'll explain more on that. I also put in the bag our heat probe. I don't know if we're going to use that today. I haven't decided. A timer, fuel, and a windscreen. So let's see what we got in here. So in here, I got a 2 ounces of fuel. That's just a different bottle. I wanted to make certain I had enough fuel in case. I got my collapsible spoon. Got my alcohol stove. Got a plane landing on my head. And a lighter and all the typical stuff. So with this, we're going to open this up. Now today we're going to be a little fluid. It's just too cold to give a true test, so I don't think we're going to be actually using the thermometer today. So here, look at that. I don't know, fire maple and Kuvik. I think you guys may have been talking. That fits perfect on there. So I'm thinking this may be going with this. But the other day, I got something else that's specifically meant for this, and that'll be in a video down the road. All right, so cleaned up the area a little. We got our timer, we got the stove. Let's put that towards that way so you can see that the brand is. And we're just gonna do our typical routine with this. It's a little more than 2 ounces. Like I said, we're kind of keeping this kind of chill when we're doing this today. Okay, I can see the heat. I'm not even going to put a screen guard around it. Okay, that's definitely going. It's very quiet. So let's just have this going. Okay, that's going. I don't even know if you can see that. So we're going to get this locked in. Beautiful. I don't hear too much sputtering, so that's a good sign. 16 ounces. That's 16 ounces of H2O. It seems to be locked in there fairly well. Put the lid on this bad boy. All right, off to the side, we're just going to get our stuff ready. So, you know, I got this spoon I bought the other day. The Boundless Voyage folding spoon. It's like a tongue depressor. My Kuvik insulated mug with my Arctic lid. So we're going to get that ready. Today I got a Tazo Earl Grey. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's having a little tough time with the wind a little. I thought it was going to be a little more secluded here than it really is. So like I said, it's not a fair environment to compare. Let's see, is it actually, yeah. So I like to use my alcohol stoves when it's a little warmer out because it's just not fair. It's not fair to compare them. Most of my alcohol stoves, I do the reviews in the summer, or I have done the reviews in the summertime. So yeah, so this is more of a let's get out, try it, see how it works thing. All right, so we're just past 5 minutes right now, just past that marker, and we are not far off from boiling, which I'm a little amazed at, considering I can hear a lot of sputtering, I hear a lot of wind. It's not as windy as it was at the beach, but maybe a windscreen would have been a good idea. And I don't know if you can hear that. Oh my gosh, it's almost boiling. That's just sheer craziness. Oh my gosh, it's going to be boiling in a minute. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. All right, well, let's give it another minute. So, coming to a skate park probably isn't the best idea for doing this, but it's a different environment, place that I've never been, and it looks like not too many people use this anymore, so why not? We got plenty of other items to look at, and we have plenty of other camping trips planned for the summer. So we got a lot going on here. I'm trying to get more filming done so I have stuff for Wednesdays and Saturdays. My biggest concern is for Saturdays right now. Work's been a little crazy lately, so got to make it when I can. It's like on the verge of boiling. I can't really see the fuel in there. I know there is. I could see it bubbling, but I don't know how much. It seems to be a very stable stand. The rivets on this are very secure. Some of the other ones like to do a little flippity floppity. On this, there's resistance. The only thing I don't like, I've talked about this, is these edges. I wish I could do something about those edges. And by the way, the edges are very hot. Don't do that. Hold on to these. The legs are warm down here. They won't burn anything. Legs right here, or the sides, very hot. They will burn. Yeah, these things are very sharp, so I'm going to have to figure out a way I can transport this without having issues with that. And we are at a rolling boil. We're at 8:32, so 8:30-ish. We're at a rolling boil. And we still have fuel in the bottom. All right, let's pour some tea out. I don't know if you can see all that steam coming out. We're at a total rolling boil now. Total. Okay. I do like the handle on this, though. It did not get warm at all. Okay, that's about how much water is left. So this is a 450. So, yeah, about a quarter of a cup. I'm just going to dump out, or yeah, I'll just dump it out. I don't want to ruin the pot. And let's dry it out. Just plop this on here for a minute. Just got to be careful of where everything's lined up. Okay, that's drying it out. I don't know. I kind of like this combination here. The Kuvik and the fire maple. Like I said originally, I did buy a fire maple stove that's specifically made for this. So we'll give that a chance. There's still fuel in there. It's too bright, I can't see the flame. But there's still fuel in there. It's still going. We'll keep an eye on the time on that. Not that it means anything, because we put a little more than 2 ounces, and we, yeah. We couldn't see when it would bloom and anything like that. But I've been very happy. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, Kuvik sent you these items. They really said do an honest review, and I gotta admit, they got some nice stuff. I think the other stuff I have is nice too, but all right. We are (11:11). So it burned for 11 minutes. Burned for 11 minutes. The little lid thing. Just make certain. Yeah, there's nothing left. So let's plop this off to the side for a moment. Let's use my wanky spoon. If you guys are a little on the older age, you remember going to the doctors when you were little, just like a tongue depressor. Just like a tongue depressor. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to keep this. I think the wife is going to have it for a Christmas gift or something along those lines. All right, so we just took the heat off here. I can already touch it. It's very hot, but I can touch it without burning my hand like I did a minute ago. All right, final review on this, or final look at, because really can't review what we did. It's more of an unboxing. So titanium, love it. Stove, great. Stand, stable. Rivets, awesome. The only gripe I got, okay, I'm trying to find the camera right there. Little hook. Those little hooks. You put them up, it's like, let me grab something here. So you got to make sure you have a stable bag for it. A stable bag. I love the little cap to put on top. Yeah, I can already talk and touch this. So would I get this again? If I had to spend money on it? Yeah, I would spend money on this from what I'm seeing right now. I love the integrated pot stands. I hate having to lug the other stands around. I just don't like those other issues we just talked about. So before we get too far along, let's see how the tea acted or turned out. Oh yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Whew. So the insulated cup by Kuvik, a great cup. Lid by Arctic, works awesome. This and this, great combination. Just make sure if you get this with the heat exchange system on the bottom, remember it has 3 different leg holes. Make sure if you get something on this line, you go for another brand or whatever. Make sure there's 3 and they go straight out, not out at an angle. I ran into that problem with a couple other things. So please click like and subscribe. Remember, I do it so you don't have to. I hike it so you don't have to. I review it so you don't have to. Hey, check this stuff out. Kuvik makes some great items. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please click like and subscribe. Until next time.